Right, so as you can see, we are doing a potato harvesting contract. Someone's been on and done a bit more from when we was last here. Which means we've got to so we're going to go sell these, empty this trailer. We'll then go and check on the other trailers. See how that's doing, because it obviously looks like someone's been playing a fair bit. Must have been Mr. Helgi. He must have logged on the other day for a couple of hours. And at some point this week, since we played on Sunday together, he's obviously been on one afternoon or something. But we'll get there. I can still remember where we take these. Just turn that down a little bit. So yeah, how is everybody doing? How is everybody getting on? I released my final FS19 video today over on the YouTube channel. My farewell, not just to Pine Cove Farms, but to obviously FS19 as we head towards FS22 coming out. Really am looking forward to that. And it seems funny that we was doing a potato. Was it a potato harvest? We was doing the potato harvest at the end of that video as well. And I log on the server today, and I'm doing potatoes again today. It's a potato day, then, isn't it? It's a potato day. Potato day all round. There goes the train. Up the hill. And we're going to go do a little bit of potato harvesting. Then we'll have a look, see how we are for our fields. let's go. So yeah, we've learned quite a bit this week about FS22. Giants have released a couple of blog updates. First one at the beginning of the week, putting people's, I guess, fears about certain aspects of FS22. Putting some of them to rest. By first of all announcing that they've increased the options for season length in FS22. So yes, people were originally, obviously when Giants announced the whole seasons in Farm Sim 22, they were a little bit disappointed that it was 1 month per day in-game. So a year took 12 in-game days to complete. And people were saying, oh, that's not long enough, you need to fix that. It's not long enough, we need more time. We want longer seasons. So Giants have listened, Giants have been working on that, and they've announced that it is going to be possible in Farm Sim 22 to play with longer length seasons now, up to, I think they said 28 days per month. So 28 days per calendar month, so obviously that means it's almost real life. I don't know if you need to play it that long. I've certainly from playing FS19, the couple of times I've played FS19 with seasons, I can honestly say, you know, 6 days, 9 day seasons was plenty for me to get everything done that I needed to do. I certainly haven't needed to play on any longer length, especially not when first starting out in the game, when you don't own any fields and you don't have any animals and you don't really have a lot to do. Why do you need so many days? Why do you need so many days? That one's a bit strange to me, I admit, but they've done it. They've listened to the feedback after FarmCon and after Gamescom, and they've been away working on things, and they've increased the season length, or they've said you can increase the season length. You can only do it once per calendar cycle. So whilst you're in a year, you can change the season length for the following year, but then you can't change it again till you're in that year, and it only takes effect at the end of the year. So for example, when you first start playing the game, when the game comes out, your first year will be 12 days, because that's the default, the Giants default, obviously, option. You can, during that year, then change your season length to 28 days if you like, but it will only take effect in year 2. You'll only get 28 days from year 2. Year 1 will be 12 days. And then if you decide in year 2 that you don't like 28-day seasons because it's too long, you can churn it down again, but that will only apply from year 3. So you've got to make sure you're happy with the cycle length when you select it, because you only get the option to change it once, and it only takes effect from the following year, and you're stuck with that change for the whole of that year. The other thing they've mentioned this week in their blog posts is that they're still working on the graphics. The graphics system, they've been introducing and adding some new tech, if you like, to help make the graphics look even better than they look now. And they're still working on lighting and shadowing. That is still something that they're working on right up until pretty much release. which again is going to make everything look realistic. Obviously, one of the complaints that a lot of people made seeing the early footage, the early videos and some of the early screenshots and stuff, is they felt the game was looking very, shall we say, it looked cartoon-like, looked a bit cartoony. And basically Giants have turned around and said, it's because we're not finished yet. We're not finished yet on all the graphics. We're still fighting. We're still adding bits to the engine, stuff like screen space, ambient occlusion. That is one of the things they've added just recently to the game, which was missing from the earlier videos and stuff that we've seen, and the earlier screenshots. And there's some new shadow lighting and shadow softening techniques and stuff, which makes it look a lot more. Their term is natural. They use that, natural. So again, people that have been a little bit critical about the game, going, oh, it doesn't look great, doesn't look nice, and all that, I would say definitely just give it a chance. You know, it's the only trouble when companies put out preview material before the game is finished, before it's completed. People are going to judge it based on that material. They're going to judge based on that material, and a lot of people judging that early footage, the FarmsCon footage, the early screenshots, and they're like, "Ooh, this don't look great. This don't look like a next-gen game." You know, but it is. It's just not finished. It's still fine. They're still working on things like that. They've also made some. They've also added sorghum as a harvestable product that you'll be able to plant in game and harvest. And they've also changed how the harvesting mechanic works, so that when you harvest sorghum, the crop is actually cut correctly, just below the fruit at the top, if you like, compared to, say, like the wheat and barley, where you strip it to the ground. You completely strip it. So that's going to be a bit different. I assume that's going to be then. That's going to play into like the mulching, maybe mechanic a bit. The mulching mechanic that they've added to the game, where you're going to be able to mulch leftover materials on the field after you've harvested to create a natural fertilizer for your soil before you then go and cultivate, plough, etc. Anyone who's watched like any of the real farming channels, follows any of the real farming channels, will know what I'm talking about. The way that they do it. I mean, if you've been watching Millennial Farmer, they've been doing their soybean harvesting. They're currently doing their corn harvesting. But straight after harvesting, he's going out into the field with his tools to break up the corn stalks and the corn residue and get that mixed into the soil, so that over the winter it will hopefully rot down and become a fertilizer, you know. In the soil, becomes a natural source of nutrients for next year's crop. So yeah, that's an interesting change that we can look forward to in Farm Sim 22. We've also obviously got the benefits and joys of they've released today, I think, the animal fact sheet, telling you about the cows, the pigs, the sheep, the horses, the chickens, and the things you can do with those, and you know what they produce. That not a massive amount of changes to the animal system, apart from the fact that this year, I think in FS22, from the way I was reading it and the wording of the blog post, it sounds like you're not going to start with any husbandry on any map none of the Giants maps are going to have like a built-in chicken pen, a built-in cow pen, a built-in pig pen, whatever, in like farm manager, new farmer, because it says you have to build your animal enclosure, your husbandry. You have to build it for whatever animal, and then you have to put the animals in it. And the big thing there was build, which sounds like the animal. It might not just be as straightforward as buying a pen and plopping it on the map. I think we saw that a little bit in FarmsCon with building fences. You have to put the actual animal fences down, like for the cows and sheep and pigs and stuff. So you do that in the normal build system. You construct the fences and fence off the area where you're going to be having them, and then plop in like the shed where you're then going to provide them with their food and water and everything. So yeah, that's going to be a little bit different. Not just having, you know, bog standard coops or pens that you can just buy and place and then chuck a load of animals in. You've got to actually create the animal area using the terrain system, the building system. Right, we've got 40% of potatoes in our little trailer here. This trailer's quite good in itself. We've got all the lovely, wonderful harvesting being done. So yes, final Farming Simulator 19 video posted today. The farewell to Pineco Farms. I need to probably just quickly go and share that in a couple of places. Pardon with me. Let's just change that. Right, that's changed. Right, I just need to get my video link. Probably going to be on here somewhere. There it is. Get shareable link. Probably put that in the chat anyway. People that want to go and watch it. Link to my old just to move my camera for a second, folks, because it gets in the way when I'm typing. Done. Need to be able to share my own stream. Bear with me 1 minute.
Maybe.
There we go. Right. That looks all good. Okay. Twitch is also having an issue processing some of my videos just recently. So I need to figure out how to fix that. Maybe I need to output it as a regular MP4, not an H265. There we are. We are cooking. Not literally. Otherwise we'd have jacket potatoes, wouldn't we? But yeah, we are rocketing along very nicely. Getting quite a lot of this field done. The reason I'm loading into the green trailer is because that's got the bigger capacity. That enables me to transport 45,000 litres of potatoes at a time, which is obviously quite nice, seeing as the sell point is about as far away from this field as they could have got it. No wonder they offered it as a contract. The guy who obviously owns this field doesn't want to have to drive all that way delivering his potatoes. So he's offering it to me. He offered it to me to do. Cheers for that one. And we have got full. Thankfully. I can just switch back to my trailer using the John Deere trike. It's a little bit underpowered for pulling this once it's full. Once it's full, it does tend to get a little bit on the slow side due to the mass of those potatoes in that trailer. I was a little bit disappointed actually, because I got the I swapped my Lamborghini. I swapped the Lambo for the trike, and it's not as good. The John Deere is not as good as the Lambo. Unfortunately, not as powerful. The only reason I didn't like the Lambo, was because it slipped and slided about too much. It's like the mod didn't have any grip. It's like, for whatever reason, it didn't have any grip. Whenever you was pulling in any tools or instruments or implements, it never had any rear wheel grip. Balance, it would just slide around everywhere. Like, for some strange reason, it was as if the tractor was like tilted with all the weight on the front end, even though we didn't have any front weights on it. It's like it had the balance was off. For some reason the balance is off on it. That was purely the only reason why I replaced the Lambo, because it was just a bit of a pain in the arse to drive about. But the trike doesn't have the power, doesn't have the grunt and the oomph that the Lambo had, so that's a disadvantage really. Also, what's the disadvantage? Is that the Lambo had field-friendly wheels. It had crop-friendly wheels, so you could use it for fertilising and stuff without damaging and destroying your causing crop destruction. And again, the trike doesn't have that. In fact, we've only got the case, not the case, the class. The class is the only tractor we've got that has field-friendly tyres. And and our sprayer, of course, our sprayer. But yeah, if you kind of want field-friendly, that was not the way to go. To be fair, there isn't a lot of large tractors, I mean, you know, powerful tractors that have crop safe tyres or wheel options. Makes it very difficult. So I may end up having at some stage to get another class. We may have to get another class at some point. Just so we've got that, you know, extra machine for when we're doing lime spreading and fertilising. That can also, in fairness, pull a trailer. Because I think the class is more powerful than the John Deere. It just looks weird when you're pulling a trailer with it because it's got the skinny wheels, but if you can get over that, it's probably the best option. Pretty much, the reason I went with the trike was because we had one of those on the Western Australia map that we started, but then because it was 4X, it was too much for me and Mr. Helging. It was too much. The map was too big for the two of us, so we've come back. We've come back to the Felsbrunn save, which is a lot more manageable. A lot more manageable, thankfully. Right, this guy is still... I'm going to have to go and empty the trailer, but I'm going to hire a worker to keep harvesting until I get back. He's hired. We need to set this and empty it. I was going to do the whole follow me thing. With both trailers, but I guess that's not really worked out for me either. As I say, it's not exactly the easiest of sell points to get to, this one. And it's particularly difficult when we start going up here, because this slows us right down this hill. It's a bit hard to drive this thing. Kind of reminds me of a Reliant Robin. It's not the most stable of vehicles as you're going around corners because it's only on 3 wheels. It tends to rock and roll. It tends to roll. It have a lot of roll. It does. A lot of body roll. Here we are, emptying away the potatoes. Getting out of here with this is a little bit awkward as well. The normal 4-wheel tractor turns round quite easily, but this doesn't. I think because it turns maybe too sharp, and it ends up smacking into the actual tow bar of the trailer. Man, those guidance rails keep catching me. I always get stuck on the guidance rails. Of course, we don't have our own potato harvesting equipment, so we can't help out. We haven't got any additional machinery we can take over to that field to lend a hand. We've got literally the harvester that the farmer offered us, and that's it. You know, makes life a little bit difficult when you've only got the one machine. Does make the job a lot longer. I mean, that's why when in my Pine Cove series, as I say, which ended today, I actually went out and bought a second harvester just to help finish the potatoes off. So I actually spent money right at the end of the series on a harvester to basically harvest half a field. Just to try and speed up the process. Because it was just, that last field was just taking forever with one machine. So yeah, I ended up spending money, some of my potential profit, to get a additional machine. And then it was a case of, even after I'd harvested the machine, I had so many potatoes that I had to put through the washer, put through the steamer, you know. Going past field 10 here on the left, which is my field. My big soybean field that I made the other day. With some very, very handy bits and pieces in it. Dude looks like he's missing some potatoes from his harvest. I'm guessing we weren't harvesting in exactly straight lines, maybe. Just maybe we weren't harvesting completely straight. We'll have to come back and get that little strip at the end then, won't we? That's a pity. That is a little pity. Just give you a few little bits and bobs there. So yeah, he's going to go up there and he's going to carry on harvesting. I've got 21% locked and loaded in my plot there. Money's going down. Canola wants 146,000 litres of canola to Port Northwest. We don't have that much. And they want 95,000 litres of canola to the grain mill. I don't think we've got that much. No, we've only got 20,000. Canola's the short crop. I've also got 20,000 litres. 20,255 litres of oat somewhere on the map. That's not in my silo. it's in another storage point somewhere. At some point I need to go and retrieve that. I need to also look at how much a silo extension is going to be. £90,000, which gives us an extra 100,000 litres. £90,000. That's a bit of a brain sink. See, we probably should have bought that silo for an extra £70,000. Because it would have been cheaper than buying, well, basically that and that. Economics, isn't it, I suppose, at the end of the day. We needed a silo. We didn't have enough money. Okay, none of our fields are ready for harvesting. They're going to be getting close though. What other contracts have we got that we could be off doing? Although, to be fair, we can't really run away too far from this field. Field 14 fertilising, £7,000. Do a bit of spraying. Oh, sugar beet, field 13. No, no, just no. Cultivating field 12. Ploughing field 7. Now that wouldn't take very long. Because I've got a pretty big plough. Could go and plough field 7. I do need to stay here, obviously, to provide unloading service. Or the harvester. And then he's done that dickish thing again. I don't know why he does this. If anyone knows, and can enlighten me as to why the when you're doing potato harvesting and sugar beet harvesting, the in-game helper won't drive and unload. He stops. And that's not harvesting now for some reason, because it needs to be lowered. Might as well just do this strip quickly. Bring him back and pick up where the worker stopped. Just insane that he does that. So you got to think, if I've got 20,000 litres of barley or oat or whatever it is hidden somewhere, I'm assuming it's going to be at one of the train station mills. Because I'm guessing we probably unloaded there sometime before we had a silo, because we had some stuff that we wanted to keep. So where are the railroad silo east, railroad silo west? It's going to be at one of those two, I'm going to guess. So we'll try maybe railroad silo east first. See if my barley is being held hostage there, or oat, or whatever it is. Hello, Talgor Games. Welcome to the stream, Talgor. How are you on this Thursday afternoon? This fine Thursday afternoon. It is a nice day actually outside. Looking out the window quickly, blue sky. Which is strange for October. I'm not used to all this sunshine in October here in the UK. It's strange. I am good, thank you. I'm good. Aha, there's my oat. Yeah, must have stashed it there then. I will move that then. I will move that to my own silo. Ah. Recovered. This is a nice map. Yeah, it's the default Felsborough map. When we set this server up, we thought we'd keep it simple. We have I hate the 1 to 5 fields, but other than that, oh yeah, fields 1 to yeah, the ones up here, yeah. Those little fields that are a bit pointless. Yeah, not a lot you can do with those fields. I mean, the ones down here, as you can see, 25, 26, 27, we've bought those, merged them into one field. 28 and 29, bought those and just made them into a big grass area for when we start doing our grass mowing and starting to get the animals. Field 10 I've expanded because obviously field 10 here there was just a lot of dead ground at the side of field 10, so we've extended it past the pylon. I think ultimately once we own fields 12, 13 and 14, I'm just going to join those all together and make one massive field. One massive field out of those four. And that can be like soybean central for the map. That could be our soybean field. I think if I bought for us field 7 here, I might do that as a grass field as well, potentially, because obviously once we get a cow pen, because eventually I think what the plan is that we was talking when we was discussing it the other day, me and the other gentleman that plays on the server. We were talking about maybe putting the cows and the pigs in this area at some point. Once we get once we decide to have cows and pigs. Yeah, you don't normally see that dead space. So we were thinking cows and pigs maybe here, and then we'd have a bigger grass field to provide all our grass, hay, silage needs. That field there is basically going to be providing our the grass for the sheep. Once we get the sheep, we've got the sheep pen, but at the moment we don't actually have any sheep in the sheep pen because somebody forgot to buy a mower. When I was buying equipment the other day, I forgot to buy the mower and the baler. I bought a load of tractors and instead bought a load of big tractors and big plows and big cultivators, and I forgot all about the mower because the grass has been ready to mow for quite a while now. as Mr. Helgi, the other gentleman that plays with me on the map, keeps reminding me that the grass has been ready to mow now for quite a while, and I haven't yet bought the mower. We have got the loading wagon, so we can collect it loose. Have seasons? No, we're not playing with seasons on this map. We're just playing it purely vanilla, more or less. And that's partly because the other player doesn't like seasons. He finds it too slow, and he doesn't find it. He doesn't think it provides enough variety. He's the type of player that likes to do a lot of different work, so he'll do a lot of like contracting. And the great thing about playing without seasons is you've got variety. Look, you've got baling contracts, you've got ploughing contracts, you've got cultivating, you've got sowing, you've got harvesting, you've got fertilizing. You know, you've got a whole variety of different things that you can do. With seasons, you're kind of stuck doing only one thing. It's like everything's all seeding. You know, depending on where you are in the year, it's either all seeding, all fertilizing, all harvesting. You don't get any variety, and it gets a little bit boring. He says it gets boring when you're just doing the same thing all the time. He likes to do he says, I much prefer to harvest one field, then be able to go off, fertilise another field, and then seed a field, then come back, plough a field, you know, and do different things in the same session, same game session. And I understand that. I can understand that. I've obviously played with seasons. I've done YouTube series where I've played with seasons. I was doing a Twitch series on the Slovak map. Where I was playing with seasons. So yeah, I mean, for me, I can play with or without seasons. It doesn't bother me. But I can understand some players are against it because it limits you. It does limit what you can do and when you can do it, which makes it a little bit restrictive. Yeah, I've just realised I've filled the wrong trailer up. Didn't I? I didn't mean to fill this trailer with potatoes, because this is the small trailer. This is the tiny trailer. This one doesn't hold as many as mine. That the John Deere tractor and trailer are ours. They belong to our farm. This tractor and trailer and the harvester came with a contract. So unfortunately I didn't get much choice in trailer capacity. Sadly this one is only 39,000 litres, so it's a lot of to-in and throw-in back to the sell point. The root stuff is annoying sometimes. It can be, if you have a lot of it. It's one of the things I'm looking forward to in Farm Sim 22. Because of the production chains. When you're doing your sugar beet and your sugar cane, you've now got actual uses for that stuff. Which kind of is going to be more rewarding. It's going to make actually doing those crops more rewarding. I was a little bit disappointed when I saw the production chain stuff that there's nothing for potatoes. I was looking at the spreadsheet that Giants put out, the flowchart, and I was like, there's nothing for potatoes. There's no production buildings for potatoes. So when you harvest potatoes, you're still just selling potatoes. And coming obviously off the back of today's Pine Cove video that I released on YouTube this morning, that's obviously going to take a little bit of getting used to, because obviously on that map, when I harvested the potatoes, I was able to wash them, and then I had washed potatoes which I could sell, and I had and I steamed them. I had steamed potatoes, and again this is weird. I don't know why whenever I hire a worker, the worker does not like to harvest potatoes on the move. Or should I say, the Giants worker does not like to unload potatoes on the move. I'm sure most modders will fix that, because with the production system being built into the game, most modders are going to be able to release like factory mods, production mods from day one. We're not going to have to wait for like global company scripts this time round, although I'm sure we will get a global company like script again. But it does mean that we're going to get some production chain stuff coming out fairly quickly. And I imagine Stevie will be very quick to bring his potato washer and potato steamer from FS19 to FS22. I'm fairly certain he will do that. It's just if there's a way of adding new fill types, of course. That's going to be the thing. If you're going to need to have a script that adds new fill types to maps that obviously don't have those items available, is that then going to cause a problem with consoles? I don't know. Will that mean the console, those types of mods won't be available for consoles? Because of course, washed potatoes and steamed potatoes would be fill types that aren't in the vanilla game, which means you're going to have to inject those via script into the base maps. Obviously, when you're making maps, you would obviously build support for that into the maps, which is what Stevie did in FS19. So that's going to be interesting. We're certainly going to need we're going to need to know a bit more about mods for FS22 and what mods are going to be allowed on which platforms. Because yeah, crossplay is something that is very interesting, but is there going to be problems where certain mods are not, if certain mods are not going to be available to console players, they're not going to be able to play on PC with PC players, are they? Which is going to cause problems. Because like if the consoles still are still going to restrict like script mods and stuff, you're going to end up with loads of servers that console players can't play on. I mean, that's going to happen anyway, because obviously console players will still only be able to download and install mods that are on the mod hub. Whereas again, PC players are going to have mods from everywhere. They're going to be downloading mods from Facebook groups, Discord groups. They're going to be downloading mods from Nexus mods. They're going to be downloading mods from all the unofficial mod sites. So there's going to be a lot of maps where a lot of servers where I imagine the console players are going to be a little bit unlucky. Because I imagine if things like GPS mod, Follow Me, and Courseplay don't come to consoles, that's going to make a lot of that's going to make it very difficult for crossplay, because those mods are pretty much like must have on PC for PC players. Those are like 3 mods that you will install always when you play the game. So I hope Giants are going to allow more mods. I do hope Giants are going to allow more mods on consoles this time round, and they're going to allow script mods, because that would be great. Because I do feel sorry for console players, because they miss out on a lot of really good mods, and really helpful, useful mods. I mean, mods like, a mod like Follow Me is absolutely, it's a huge game changer if you play by yourself. If you're single player playing on your own, Follow Me can be really helpful for completing different tasks. Being able to harvest, being able to forage harvest, you can drive the harvester and have the AI drive your tractor beside you so you can unload. Because that's one thing I do miss But again, we don't know yet a lot because Giants haven't said anything yet about the new AI in FS22. And there's that whole new AI menu that was appeared in the help window in some of the preview videos and preview screenshots, but they've not released anything about like that helper settings option and what that means and what we're going to be able to do differently this time round with the helpers. I'm just so excited to get my hands on the game. You know, I can't wait to get playing FS22 and be diving into it. I hope Giants are going to be sending out our test versions, our preview versions fairly soon, because I would like to be able to play a little bit. I appreciate the fact we'll probably have an NDA. We probably won't be able to talk about anything that we see in that. Yeah, I'm an official Giants partner. I'm an official Giants partner, so yes, according to what I have seen posted by a member of the development team, partners should get access, or should have access to the game the week before release. So we should get access to it the week before release, so we can start preparing content, start making videos and stuff ready for November 22nd and obviously the days that follow. So yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait. I really can't. I just want to play the game. It's going to be so hard. It is. It's also going to be very hard to be playing the game for a week and not being able to tell anyone about it, not being able to tell people anything, not being able to show people anything. All you can do is apply. They'll either accept you or reject you at the end of the day. The numbers aren't as crazy as people think. Exactly. The worst they'll say is no. Which is what they did to me the first time I applied. The first time I applied, they said no, but that was because of an admin issue. Because they couldn't actually, when they looked at my channels, they couldn't actually see all of my numbers because I have some of them hidden for privacy reasons and things like that. I have some of the statistics turned off. But once I sent them screenshots showing them the information, they were like, okay, yeah, you qualify as a partner. But I know channels that I know content creators who have smaller channels than me, less viewers, followers, subscribers than me, that have got in and been accepted. I think Giants are actually pretty good with the whole partner program thing, because obviously they want as many people as possible basically being influencers for them and being like free advertisement. I mean, as a partner, you don't actually receive anything for it as such. You don't get any kind of perks really, or anything for being a Giants partner. You do get affiliate codes, which you obviously can make available to people. So if someone, you know, clicks on one of your affiliate codes, goes to Giants website, buys a copy of the game or buys a DLC for the game, then Giants do give you a little bit of money for that. But you know, it's only about 3%. It works out at about 3%. So if, you know, if someone buys a copy of the game for 40 quid, you know, you're going to get 3% of that, which is, you know, not bad. Better than a poking it in the eye with a sharp stick. But I'm just looking forward to having something new, you know, just to, you know, re-energize me a little bit, because I think the worst thing for me since FS22 was announced, and certainly after watching FarmsCon, I must admit I kind of lost interest in Farm Sim 19. You know, I've been playing this game for 3 years now. I'm ready for a new one. And once I saw all the new stuff in the new game, I was just like, I just want to play that. I just want to play the new one now. I want to make new content. I want to get excited. So what are you guys looking forward to? What are you looking forward to in Farm Sim 22? You play PV a lot. Yeah, I looked at PV. I did have a look at PV. Again, I must admit, I found PV to be very overwhelming with the whole building of factories, the building system for getting factories built, supplying the materials to build the factory. And then obviously supplying the materials then for the factory to produce stuff. I found that quite difficult, certainly for a single player. Again, as a single player, maybe in multiplayer PV would have been good, but again, some people maybe found it a little bit too involved. That was one of the reasons why I quite enjoyed Slovak. Slovak had some production stuff in it, built into it. It had the sawmill where you made boards, and it had the it had the quarry where you did like stone and rocks, and you got gold. Then it got like the animal stuff where you could actually sell your sheep, your pigs and your cows. You could take trailers full of cows, sheep and pigs to a factory, and it would buy those and turn them into meat products, which you could then take pallets of meat products and sell. I really did like Slovak for that, and the thing I liked about Slovak was all that stuff was built into the map, so you didn't need 5 gig of mods. That was another thing with Pleasant Valley. Then the number of mods you had to download, because they weren't included in the map. And again, for me running a multiplayer server, trying to provide download links to players for 5 gig of mods would be very, very difficult. Thank you for the follow, Talga Games. Really appreciate that. Welcome to the channel again. Hope you enjoy it here. As I say, mainly I play obviously Farm Sim because Giant's partner. Hello. But I do stream and play other games as well on the channel, same as on my YouTube. On my YouTube channel, I do cover and play other games as well. I'm not a complete 100% Farm Sim only guy. And that's kind of one of the things. I mean, obviously, my last Farm Sim video for Farm Sim 19 was published today on my YouTube channel. It went live at 9 o'clock this morning. I recorded that a couple of weeks ago. I did. And basically, for like literally the whole of October, I've actually just been enjoying playing games that aren't Farm Sim. I've been enjoying having a bit of a break before Farm Sim 22 comes out. I've been playing some old games that I haven't had a chance to play. Games that I've bought on Steam years ago that I never got round to playing. Games that I couldn't play because my computer wasn't good enough. Obviously, I upgraded my graphics card at the beginning of the month. I got rid of my old Nvidia 1070 and got a nice brand new RTX 2080 Ti. And since then, it's like I've been able to play loads of games that I couldn't play before. So I've been playing, obviously I've been playing Red Dead 2. I've been playing Red Dead 2. And I've been making videos on that, which are all over on the YouTube channel, if anybody ever wants to go and watch any of those. But yeah. I do different things. I put out some different streams every now and then. I was going to do the I was going to have a look at Transport Fever today. I might still do that. I might do a Transport Fever stream this evening after I've had my dinner. Play a bit of Transport Fever. Be nice if Mr. Helgi. It would be nice if Mr. Helgi was about. Sub. Yes, I got the notification that you've subscribed to the YouTube channel. Thank you for that. The subscriber goal, I think. Obviously the subscriber bar at the bottom of the screen is for Twitch subs. That only counts Twitch subscribers. Doesn't count the YouTube ones, sadly. I should probably put up another little bar. I ought to make another little bar somewhere for the YouTube subs. But yes, thank you for subscribing on YouTube as well. That's very helpful. Keeps moving me forwards towards that next big milestone of hopefully reaching 1,000 YouTube subs. You haven't played Red Dead? I played it a little bit when it first came out on PS4. Back when it first came out. But I unfortunately, I was at the stage in, I think it was in 2018, where basically I was starting to move away from console and just stick to PC. I'm just playing only on PC, which is pretty much all I do these days. I only play games on PC now. I very rarely turn on my PlayStation. But when it came out on PC, I bought it on PC, but my graphics card wasn't good enough. My graphics card wasn't good enough to really play it, so I didn't. But now I've got my new graphics card and can play it. I've been playing it, and I've been really enjoying it. Again, partly because it's something different from Farm Sim. It's a nice change of scenery and change of pace from Farm Sim. but also because it's a good game. I like it. It's got quite a nice bit of just random stuff in it. Dead by Daylight, yes. I've got friends who literally only ever play that game. Every time I log on to Steam, that is the only game they're playing. I've got Dead by Daylight. I've played a little bit of it. I'll be honest, I'm not very good at it. I'm not very good at multiplayer games, competitive multiplayer games. I'm not very good at that at all. I tried playing as a survivor in Dead by Daylight, and I just don't know what I'm supposed to do. I just get killed. You know, I just get murderized instantly. As soon as the game starts, 30 seconds later, I'm dead. So I when I play Dead by Daylight, I tend to play as killer, but I'm not very good at killer either. I'm not very good at killer. There's only about there's probably only 2 killers that I play as. The guy with the chainsaw. Well, both guys with the chainsaws, really. I haven't streamed Dead by Daylight. I've never streamed Dead by Daylight because of getting stream sniped. I don't want to get stream sniped by people. I think I did a couple of YouTube videos of me playing, purely just to send to my friends who, as I say, literally just play it all the time, just to get their feedback on what I was doing right or what I was doing wrong. Their opinion was, you need to play a different game. You're not going to be good. You're not going to be good at Dead by Daylight. You should stick to playing farming. I was like, okay, that's a bit rude. That's a bit rude, but okay. So yeah, I don't do Dead by Daylight streaming because I'm not good at it. Really not good at it. But yeah, I have played that. I think my problem was with Dead by Daylight was I didn't get on board with that game when it first came out. I was the idiot that put his money into Friday the 13th because he thought that was going to be the big game of that genre. And unfortunately, Friday the 13th just... Yeah, the lawsuits caused no... That's... the lawsuits killed that game, sadly. Sadly for Friday the 13th fans, the lawsuits killed that game. And that's what allowed Dead by Daylight to overtake it. But like I say, I didn't switch. I didn't switch from Friday the 13th to Dead by Daylight early enough. And because of that, everybody had a chance to get good. Everybody got good. I think that's the internet term, isn't it? Isn't that what all the cool kids say? They all got good, and I didn't. It is what it is. So this is what I like about Farm Sim. Multiplayer in Farming Simulator. I love it for the fact there is no scoreboard. There is no scoreboards in Farming Simulator multiplayer. No one knows how good or bad you are. Although I'm sure if Mr. Helgi was here, he'd be telling everybody how bad I am. Like the other evening when I got the tractor stuck on a guide rail as I was taking potatoes to the sell point. I got it stuck. Got it completely beached on top of the guide rail. And I was just like, oh well, just have to leave it. Which is why I brought over my tractor and trailer. I brought my own tractor and trailer over. And somehow he managed to recover it. He got it off the... He managed to recover the tractor and trailer and brought it back to the field. I was like, okay. You crazy man. You have some radio. I ought to put my headphones on because I might actually be able to hear what the game's doing. Just a reset button away. No, we don't use the reset button, because if you use a reset button on a trailer, you lose the contents of the trailer. So you never ever. Yeah, copyright is an issue. That's normally why I listen to Spotify. Because I can have Spotify on the stream, but the Spotify doesn't get saved to the video. So when anybody watches the VODs, they don't get the the music. The music's not captured in the VODs because I have the Spotify audio goes to a different audio track than the one that Twitch uses for VODs. Twitch now has, when you're streaming on Twitch, Twitch has two audio tracks that you can use. One goes to the Twitch stream live. So whilst you're live, everybody can hear the music. But when people watch the VOD, it uses the second audio track, and Spotify isn't recorded on that audio track. Only your game sound and microphone, or the things that you set up. However you set up your audio routing and your audio channels, you can determine what channels and what sounds get included on that second track. So for me, it's like no Spotify. No Spotify on the VOD track. That also applies to clips as well. Because somebody was clipping me the other day. Somebody was making clips of my stream because I was singing along to some of the songs that I was listening to, and they were trying to embarrass me with the clips. But unfortunately, the music doesn't get captured in the clips either. I know Twitch brought out, yeah, soundtrack by Twitch. I did have a look at that when that came out, because Twitch were like, hey, here's this great app that we're launching which will allow you to have music, copyright free music in your streams and avoid copyright claims and stuff. But unfortunately, they didn't really have any music that fit for me. You know, that didn't really kind of fit in with Farm Sim. Didn't have a Farm Sim-y vibe. It was all a little bit too tinky-tonk for me. Bit dubsteppy and tinky-tonky, the music was. It was like, I just want some, you know, I just want some good old classic rock. Some classic rock or some country, you know? But that I feel that goes well with Farm Sim. So I stopped using soundtrack by Twitch and just started doing the whole, let's put Spotify on a different channel. Let's just have Spotify on a different channel that doesn't get saved to the VOD. Much easier. And I can listen to the music that I like then. Because as I say, I do like my 80s rock. I do like my 80s rock, and I do like my 80s music. And I do like, you know, a bit of easy listening sort of country. You're going to go grab a coffee and reboot your system because something isn't working right. Oh, well, sorry to hear that. Sorry to hear that. But yeah, grab a coffee by all means. If you could grab me one while you're up, that would be nice. I might have to just quickly run downstairs in a second and grab my can of Monster out the fridge. It's been in there since Monday. I probably should get it drunk. Well, not, was it Monday? No, it's Tuesday. Tuesday I got it bought. Someone bought it for me. A member of the family got me a meal deal. A Morrison's meal deal. Woohoo! Living the dream. In fact, actually, I got 2 Morrison's meal deals, but I only got 1 drink. How does that work out? Who had my other drink? What's up?
I had 1 message email and 1 message on Naughty, like one thing. And it shows you that.
Identity setup required. Why is your identity setup? Needing to be
Just had like a number 1 in a red circle. And
bear with me. Streamer, part-time tech support to the family. Has to be done. That's not right. It keeps putting in the wrong letters. Weird, huh?
yeah.
It's fine. It's right. It's working. It's just got that symbol on there because apparently my PC needs to do its virus scan. It's not done its scan for today. They must have they updated the app recently?
I don't know. I don't touch it.
Because this
I
is all new. Because it shows you all the devices that are protected. Samsung, Linda's phone, Irene's PC, my phone, my iPad, my PC. Never used to do that. They must have done an update recently, but yeah, it's all fine.
All I know is I had an email, and then I just happened to notice it got like the envelope and number 1 in a red circle, and I just noticed Norton had got number 1. I thought, what's that? Notification?
Might have to get used to having that number 1 because I'm always using my PC. It never does its scan unless I manually do the scan. Unless I manually do my virus scan, it doesn't do it automatically because I'm always using it. Even at night, that's generally when I'm doing my rendering. I'm rendering up my YouTube videos and stuff, so my PC's on overnight rendering videos. And I usually have like TV show. I normally have like VLC video player playing like TV shows and movies all night long as well. So my PC's on 24/7, but it's never just sat doing. It's never sat idle, so it never gets to do its auto scans. So yeah, if you get the notification that something's wrong with your Norton, but it's not her phone that's wrong, it's my PC that's generating an error on her phone for some weird reason. That's new. I'm going to quickly make sure I'm logged in on my Discord. Just in case Mr. Helgi's lurking about somewhere and wants to come and join me. He's currently idle at the minute. And I can also take this opportunity while I'm on the desktop to open up the Spotify. What am I going to listen to today then? All Out 80s maybe? Should we have some All Out 80s? Which one's got the most tracks? Because I don't want to have to list. That's got 116. I don't want any repeats if I can help it. That one's got 150. We will have that one then. All Out 80s. All Out 80s. Starting with 99 Love Balloons. That's calling out for a Mr. Helgi, that is. Right, you carry on harvesting. I'm going to go and empty the trailer. Because I'm full. Hope the audio volume's okay on the stream. Hope it's not too loud. If the music's too loud, let me know. I can dial it down a bit. I can dial it down if it's too loud. Volume is good, thank you. Thank you for the audio feedback. Again, I don't hear the stream. I don't hear the stream myself, even though I'm watching it on my iPad. Because obviously I don't want the audio from the stream going back into the mic and you guys getting an echo. And I don't have it in my headphones. The only sound I have in my headphones now is Spotify, and I have that turned up quite loud. So if I start shouting, just let me know. It's because I can't hear myself now. I tend to get quite loud because these Bose obviously have active noise cancelling, so I don't know how loud I am. But yeah, glad the audio is fine. It's nice to get that feedback from the stream. The number of times I've done streams in the past where I've been muted and nobody's told me. You know, I've been sat here for 6 hours streaming away and I've been on mute the whole time and nobody's bothered to tell me. You know, I mean, I've sometimes done that when I've been recording YouTube videos. I've done that, and that's not a problem because I can obviously, whilst I'm in my editing software, I can record commentary in post and put on the video. But on a live stream, what can you do on a live stream VOD if you've been muted for 6 hours? You just scrap it, don't you? You just have to delete it. So, yeah. That is my worst fear. My worst fear is every time Windows does an update, every time my PC does a Windows update, I have to check all my audio settings to make sure Windows hasn't reset everything back to its defaults. And I hate it when OBS updates, because when OBS updates, that sometimes can break my audio. Things get muted. Also my Stream Deck, my actual Stream Deck software. Sometimes my Stream Deck software stops working. I press the buttons on my Stream Deck to turn on the mic, and it doesn't actually work because the software needs to be restarted. You know? So now one of the things I keep an eye on, I have the little clock, the animated clock, and I have that on my Stream Deck. And if the little red second hand isn't going round, ticking away, I know the software's crashed and I need to reset Stream Deck. So apparently it's 5 to 4 in the UK at the minute, if it's working. Elgato, yeah. Yeah, I have 2 Elgatos next to me. I have the big 32 button extra large one, and then I've got the regular one as well. Five minutes to 9. 5 minutes, you're ahead. Where are you located then, Talgor, in the world? Or are you behind? America. Canada. Canada. Okay. So you're 5 to 9 in the morning. So you're having your breakfast then at the moment. For me, it's 2 hour warning. 2 hour warning now till dinner time. The chef went to work, got to fend for myself. Yeah. I know that feeling. I'm looking forward to my dinner tonight because it's the first meal I've had. It'll be the first meal I've had today. I did myself a peanut butter and ham sandwich last night just before I went to bed. And that's it. I've not had any breakfast or lunch today. So I'm getting quite peckish at the moment, getting quite hungry. Peanut butter and what? Ham. Yeah, I had ham. And the crazy story behind that is, when I went to make the sandwich, I got the bread, went to the cupboard to get the peanut butter out, and it was a brand new jar that we'd never had. It was a new brand we'd never had before. And when I came to take the lid off, it said vegan peanut butter on the lid. And I was like, I can't eat that. Can't eat vegan. So I was like, what can I put in it to make it like back to normal, you know, and proper? So I put a packet of ham in it. I was like, I better put some meat back in it to make it proper again. So I put a packet of ham in the sandwich. So I had peanut butter and ham. It worked. I don't know why anyone would buy vegan peanut butter. Why? Why would you do that to yourself? I do eat vegan stuff. You see, I'm the opposite. I'm really not a fruit and vegetable kind of person. I'm really not. Not at all. I'm a big meat man. Everything's got to be meaty. I'm also the kind of person in real life that if someone hands me a diet drink, like a Diet Coke or a Diet Pepsi or something like that, I would go to the kitchen and put a spoon or two of sugar in it. I'm just putting it back to what it should be. No offense to the person who kindly gave me a drink and offered me a drink, but I need it to be proper. I like this song. Get out of my country. It reminds me of Jump in My Car by David Hasselhoff, this song. I'm pretty sure it is. Pretty sure it's the same music. It's Billy Ocean. Get out of my car. Yeah. So yeah. The Hoff did this song, but he did it Jump in My Car, didn't he? He did it. He released a different song, but the music was pretty much the same. Got your issue fixed. Good. Good to hear that. It's nothing worse than PC issues. I was having a weird issue a couple of weeks, last weekend. I finally got it fixed last weekend. It had been annoying me for a couple of weeks, where basically every time I tried to play Farm Sim on the server and live stream, and every time I was trying to do that, the minute I logged in to the server, I was getting loads of lag, and the stream would just instantly start dropping frames, and I couldn't stream at my usual bit rate and everything, because I would just be dropping frames the whole time, and I would literally have like 1,000 milliseconds of lag in the game, and I couldn't work out why it was happening, because it was the only game that was being affected. Because it's the only game that I play multiplayer and stream, and it turned out it was my my router. I think it was my router. I factory reset my router and my modem, and the problem went away. And I was talking to one of my friends, who's an IT consultant type person, works for a law firm as their IT guy specialist, head of IT, and he seems to think it was my router that was giving me the problem. He seems to think it was maybe the is it the quality of service or the quality of service settings. He thinks that might have been turned on the router. It's not turned on now since I factory reset it. It's off at the moment, but he thinks it was probably that. He thinks that maybe the router was trying to organise the traffic, the internet traffic, and it was having issues trying to manage the game, the stream. It was basically adjusting the bandwidth constantly, trying to prioritize one over the other, where at least now it's not doing that. So with that turned off, everything's just treat the same. Everything's treat equally now. So I'm able to play the game with no lag, and I'm streaming, and I've not dropped a single frame today so far. So far, according to my stream deck, I've not dropped any frames. So that's good. The contract on Field 6 is finished, but there's still more to harvest. That means that all these potatoes are ours. So this is all our profit now then. Got any new contracts yet? Again, I would have liked to have done those canola contracts, but I just don't have enough canola. Don't have enough in the silo to do the transporting, supply and demand. I still might do that ploughing contract on Field 7. Might get that one queued up. Although we've now got a couple of fields to harvest of our own. You know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to accept the contract on Field 7. Because that shouldn't take too long. I probably want that one. If I'm ploughing, I probably want to use the 9R. But yeah, I think I wonder what. I'm trying to decide what game I should maybe stream this evening then, after my dinner. I mean, Transport Fever 2? I'm thinking maybe. Leaning towards. I was playing Assassin's Creed Origins. I keep saying Oranges, but it's not Oranges, is it? Because that would be a silly name for a game. But yeah, I think I was playing that at the weekend. I also was playing. I played and streamed some Sleeping Dogs last week. One evening, I was playing some Sleeping Dogs. This is a bit of a problem. I wouldn't have got the plough between the street light on the right hand side of the road and the bus stop on the left. I'm also looking forward to the new Jurassic World game coming out next month. I'm looking forward to being able to play that for 2 weeks before Farm Sim comes out. So I think that comes out on November 9th, so you'll probably find I do a lot of live streams of Jurassic World Evolution that week. I won't be doing Skyrim. I won't be doing Skyrim Anniversary Edition, because I've already played loads of Skyrim in the past. I played the original version, and I also played the Special Edition. I did a full Let's Play of the Special Edition over on the YouTube channel, so I'm not going to do any Skyrim 10th Anniversary Edition game streaming stuff. Partly because none of the mods, all the mods have to be updated for that game. The script extender and everything needs to be rewritten for the new version, which is basically the thing that drives and makes a lot of the mods work. So I think I have enough on my plate at the minute with me doing my, like I say, my Red Dead series at the moment, and then with Jurassic World coming out, and then obviously Farm Sim 22. I think I've got enough games to keep me busy. And like I say, I don't mind doing a few random different like streams at the moment of random different things, like one-offs and stuff, because I'm in that kind of break mode at the moment where I'm kind of on holiday but I'm not on holiday kind of thing, if you understand what I mean. Tell you what, it's going to feel really weird going when Farm Sim 22 comes out. It's going to feel really weird those first few days when we don't have any mods. You know, you're not going to have a plough like this in the game day one. Are you? Unfortunately. You're going to be using those tiny little ploughs, and you're going to have to keep flipping and rotating them. Oh. You forget, so easily you forget how important mods are. We did a multiplayer server. I don't know if it was the one before this one or the one before that. We did do a server where we didn't have any mods installed. We just had all the base game stuff and the DLC. And by the end of that server, by the time we finished on that map, the players were like, please make sure we've got mods on the next one. Please make sure we've got mods on the next map. And I was like, yeah, you learn to appreciate mods a lot more when you play without them. I imagine Stevie will bring out mods fairly quickly for FS22. Probably be, you know, maybe not the first couple of days, but certainly after the first week or fortnight, he'll have mods out again like he did for FS19. He'll start putting out all the vehicle edits, all the equipment edits and tweaks that he did for this game. A lot of things I'll be able to mod myself now, of course. Now I'm a bit more familiar, having played obviously FS19 and know how to do all the XML editing and stuff. There's a lot in the base game that I'll be able to change myself day one. Have a bit of a dig into all the different files and have a look. Just simple things, capacities on combines, trailers, those things I tend to edit and increase. Maybe the animal husbandry. I might change the animal husbandry just to remove the whole spillage, the spillage and cleanliness stuff. Typically, I don't play with any of that stuff because I don't like cleaning up after the animals. I don't like the fact the animals chuck their food everywhere. I find that to be very, very disrespectful of the animals. They have to overlap a bit more because I keep missing little bits. That's better. Keep that front wheel on the last row. So there's a ploughing contract banged out in just a couple of minutes. Piece of cake when you've got the right tools, you know? Stop, ooh, hit the trees. Doesn't fold up quite as quick as I sometimes think these things do. Just forked out $1,000 for wages. Right, I need to go and finish off the potatoes. I do like this tractor. We previously had the little the Challenger MT800, the little tracked Challenger, but this beast in, upgraded it for this beast. Partly because Mr. Helgi doesn't like tracked vehicles, and at the same time he's not that keen on articulated vehicles for some reason. Don't ask me why. Personal preference, I guess. Some people don't like. Let's get this unloaded. He's only got a strip to do after this. Everybody needs you. There he goes. Oh, he's stopped. But hey, that's 2 contracts. Like I say, ploughing we've cracked out. That's 5 grand. So that 1 ploughing contract has basically paid for the wages we've spent on workers on this field. So the ploughing contract paid for the workers. And then the this contract will just give us 27 grand. Which will be nice. Like I say, there is a big sugar beet contract, but I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do sugar beets. Not after doing, straight after doing potatoes, because root crops are A, very time consuming, and B, not very profitable. They don't sell for very good money, typically. So, for example, potatoes. Where am I going to sell the potatoes that I've got? Because it certainly ain't going to be Grain Elevator East. It's going to be the grain mill, which is a little bit closer. But it's still only $354, you know. If you had the choice between harvesting and selling potatoes, or harvesting and selling soybeans, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? I'm going to do the soybeans because they're worth over $1 grand. We're dancing on the ceiling. What a feeling. Bill Lionel. Bill Lionel for everybody. feeling. Right, grain mill. Over yonder. It's not bad. 31,000 potatoes that are ours. So I can complete that contract. That gives me $26,227 of income. That puts us back over 200 grand, which is nice. $250,000, near enough. By the time we've done our harvesting, we will definitely have money for a mower and a baler, maybe a trailer to transport the bales. Although I would also like to do some collect some loose grass, because I would like to make some silage. Because sometimes these supply and transport contracts pop up for silage, and they pay really well. They pay really nicely. If we've got silage on hand that we can do supply and fulfill supply and transport contracts with, that would be very helpful. Alright, sell my 31,000 litres of potatoes. That gives us a bit more money. $11 grand. So yeah, you're not going to get rich off of potatoes unless you're moving millions of litres. And if you want to see somebody move millions of litres of potatoes, like I say, go watch me Pine Cove, my last 3 or 4 Pine Cove farm videos, because that was all potato moving. Because the worst part of that was I started doing the harvest, and when I transported the first trailer load of potatoes over to the wash plant and the steamer, I didn't realise I'd already got so many potatoes just sat in those that I'd forgot about. Right, I'm going to go back to the farm. I'm going to put some fuel in the tractor. I know I've got half a tank left, but I like to make sure I fill them up after I've used them. And then I'm probably going to sleep and get 7 AM. Get to the next morning. Then we can start our own harvesting. And we're going to have the options. We're going to have options. We've got soybeans. We've got canola. We've got oat. We've got wheat. We've got barley. Where do we begin? Where should we begin the harvesting? My harvester's over here, so... I'm thinking we dive straight into the soybeans then. To me, soybeans looks like maybe a winner. Get our 2 big fields done. Let's go cut ourselves a headland. What I could have done with repairing the header of the harvester. Just have a quick check. Eggs. 69,000 litres of eggs. Eggs. 158,000 litres of eggs. How many eggs have we got? How many eggs have we got? That's a good question. How many eggs are in a pallet, do you reckon? How many eggs are in a pallet? Because we're going to have 4 pallets, we are. Are they 8,000 litres? Or 3,000? They might be 3,600. Yeah, we ain't going to have enough eggs. There we go. That's the headlands cutting. Now I got a bit of room. There we go, ticking along. Oh, it's Toto! Oh, Mr. Helgi's going to be so disappointed to have missed out on this. Mr. Helgi's a big Toto fan. We're harvesting. We are harvesting. All our lovely soybeans. We're at 40% full at the moment. feels a bit of a strange morning because it's sunny, but it feels more like sunset than sunrise. Maybe it's a bit foggy. Bit of early morning fog to burn off. We've reached half full at this point. Obviously we've got the hopper extensions, so we can get a little bit more in this machine than most machines because we've got the extension built in there. Means I don't have to do too much grain cart driving, which is nice. Yeah, eggs. I wish we had that many eggs just floating around. What is the price for soybeans today? I see a 1,684 there at Port Northwest. That's not a bad price. Might actually be worth taking a trailer load of soybeans now that we've got in the silo, and then we can deliver back to the silo. So go and sell these now and then unload the harvester on the way back and then put deposit in the silo. Because we're not going to be able to put all the soybeans in the silo because we've only got 100,000 litres of storage room. Off we go. Don't have any contracts for selling soybeans at the minute, so we're pretty much able to do what we want with those. Important to get the best sell point, really. One trailer load of soybeans. $75,760. Wowzers. Wowzers. Definitely better value than potatoes. Definitely better value than potatoes. I think everyone will agree on that one. So what I can do now is I can go and empty the harvester, and then we can unload to silo. Because I've now got room. And then once we've done all the soybean harvesting, we can have a look at the prices again and see where we're going to sell the bulk. Would you like to unload, sir? Because I'm here. There we are. Nice bit of unloading. Bring these straight over, drop them back into the silo. Right, I'm going to clean up the chickens while I'm over here. See, we don't have 4 full pallets, so I'm pleased I didn't take on an egg contract then. Because we wouldn't have enough. There we go. That's hoovered up the chicken pen. Like I say, it'd be nice once we get the sheep. It will. We have a, I think, have we got enough money for a mower now? How much is the mower? 380. Nearly. 380 for the mower. How much for a baler? I like the idea of that one with the windrowers. Might have to go for one of them. Probably go for the New Holland. So that's 105. So that's what, 485 grand we need to get. Then we're going to need a trailer to transport bales. So we're probably going to want the auto load one. So that's another 56. And then we're going to need a truck. Hey! Farming ain't cheap. Guess we could be getting the canola harvested as well. Well, that guy go off on his own. Get a couple of little scraggly bits he's missed. We'll head up here. Looks like he harvested everything. Pretty good. I'm not picking up any extras. I'll just do this bit along here just to make sure. Right, cross the road. And there we go. Get to start harvesting field 10. So like I say, these are our two soybean fields. Then we've got the canola over here. So canola is another crop we don't have a lot of. So most of this will go to the silo, I think. For the time being, we've got plenty of corn. That's why I was a little bit disappointed that there wasn't any supply and transport contracts for corn, because I've got 100,000 litres of that stuff. So field 18 and 19 now needs lime. Okay. Let's do some lime spreading. We'll take the come on then. That's fertilizer in there. go. Run out of lime fairly quick. Gonna run out of lime. Unlucky. He's about to turn around, so can't open him. So might as well go buy some lime then, haven't we? We need 7 pallets. You're always on my mind. Plenty of lime. So let's go get the lime finish spread. You don't wish it away. Don't look at it like it's forever. You and me, I can honestly say things can only get better. Right, let's get him unloaded. I guess that's why they call it the blues. I'm on my hands, could be time spent with you. Laughing like children, living like lovers, rolling like thunder under the covers. I guess that's why they call it the blue. Do 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 do. And do. Die in the night, it helps. But more than hell, says you like me. Life itself. And I guess that's why they call it the blues. Time on my hands could be time spent with you. Laughing like children, loving like lovers, rolling like thunder under the covers. I guess that's why they call it the blue. Always makes me, this song always makes me think of Max and Paddy. Max and Paddy's Road to Nowhere. Paddy playing the harmonica. Cry not if it helps. But more than itself. And I guess that's why they call it the blues. Time on my hands, could be time spent with you. Been like loving, loving like lovers, rolling like thunder under the covers. And I guess that's why they call it the blues. Do 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 do. Do my love. I'd like to get this guy unloaded in a second. Go and empty this into our lovely silo. There we are. We'll get this done. We'll then do some cultivating. Then we'll fertilise. Oh, bit of Bon John Jovi, folks. We like a bit of Bon John Jovi. Tommy used to work on the docks. Tommy used to work on the docks. Union's been on strike. He's down on his luck. It's tough. So tough. And we're heading on to nearly finished. There's all the lime spreading done. So that field's ready to cultivate. Now I'm going to load up with fertiliser, which we don't have a lot of, I don't think. Must have been something you said. It's not in there, is it? Duh. Huh? Gonna get all the way down. Leave that part there. Right, let's go find the harvester. Is he still doing all right? Not really. Right, let's give this a spin round in a second. What's love got to do? Got to do it. What's love got to do? Got to do it. Where the voice, try and understand it. I think that's what this song is. Thought I could get through that gap. I just had to cut out one of them trees. There we go, 16,000 litres. Get this fuel back up, we'll get it repaired as well. I'll get some fuel. Then we'll service everything. Because it's definitely slowed down. It has. Definitely slowed down. And got workshop tabber by the looks of it. Which is an odd one. There's the doohickey. There's the doohickey. So almost fire. There we go, that should be nice and clean. So, got harvested, harvested, harvested. We've still got 2 fields to harvest. 4, well, we'll have 6 eventually, plus 7 if you count the grass, which we will get to. We will get to at some point in time. You're as cold as ice. That field's fertilised then. Basically just want to use this fertilizer up. I'm not sure how much solid fertilizing we're going to be doing in the future because we've got the sprayer, and I know Mr. Helgi prefers to use like the sprayer. It's getting a bit dark in here. It's weird as well. I'm finding that in the UK at the minute it's like the end of October, you know, clocks go back very soon, but it's still light. It's like nearly 6 o'clock in the evening and there's still light outside. I want to talk about faith. There we go. Load that back up with the lime. We'll then be able to do some fertiliser spreading and heading. Spraying. Right, folks, I think I'm going to leave it there. I'm not going to start anything new at this point. Because my dinner, it will be ready in a few minutes. So I'm going to go get some dinner. And then I'll be back this evening. Probably streaming something different. Well, most definitely streaming something different. Depends if Mr. So So I might be doing Transport Fever after dinner. That's kind of what my thought is at the frame of mind is at the moment. So we'll pick things up with Transport Fever later on. So don't forget to check out the YouTube channel in the meantime. Obviously, latest videos have been posted today. There's been a couple. Well, as I say, there was my final Farming Simulator video posted today, as well as obviously the daily Red Dead Redemption uploads. And I will see everybody again later on. So for now, from me, cheerio, everybody. Goodbye.